What's up, guys? We're here in the EVGA suite at the Bellagio. They got a little bit of a surprise for us. They got a cool new audio solution, but besides that, of course, they have graphics cards and motherboards, so let's head over there and see what they got. BPS Custom's coverage of CES 2019 in Las Vegas is made possible by Be Quiet and their new line of Pure Power 11 power supplies. Partial modularity lets you choose the loadout that best fits your rig, and with options ranging from 500 to 700 watts, Be Quiet has you covered for almost any kind of system. A silence-optimized fan keeps things cool and quiet, and a 5-year warranty will give you peace of mind. Check out the link in the video description to learn more. EVGA is introducing 3 new SKUs of the RTX 2060 graphics card. We've got the low-end SC, we've got the mid-range XC, and then we have the high-end XC Ultra. Let's take a closer look at them. This is their base model, the 2060 SC, and as you guys can see, it actually retains the same 2.75 slot cooler design that they first introduced with the initial round of RTX cards, and we saw on cards like the 2070 XC Ultra. But it is obviously very short, and the PCB is the same on this card as on the next step up as well, the XC. However, this one is going to come clocked at 1710 megahertz right out of the box. This is the XC and does not look very much different except for the little XC logo here. Same PCB, same cooler design, going to come clocked a little bit higher at 1755 out of the box, but these are not binned cards in the traditional sense. They've just been made sure that they can actually run at that frequency, but the chips themselves aren't officially binned. Then this is the highest end, the XC Ultra. No backplate again on this, but you can see the PCB is still really short, but they have extended the cooler design and shrunk it down to actually fit in a 2-slot form factor, but 2 fans on this card. It's actually going to come clocked even higher, 1830 megahertz out of the box on this one. The price range on these cards is going to start off at $349 for the SC. No official price on this one just yet, but should be somewhere around $389, maybe $400 for this, so not a huge spread. And I think what you're going to want to do is make a decision based on what form factor case you have and what you can fit inside your system. And here is the motherboard that we have all been waiting for on the Z390 platform. Actually, been teased for a couple of months now. This is the Z390 Dark, and obviously we're dealing with a rotated socket and memory configuration. Not something that you normally see hardly ever on motherboards these days, but the reason they did it that way was to allow all the power configuration to be on the side of the board. You have your 24-pin and dual 8-pin EPS right there. As on the X299 Dark board, there are obviously onboard power and reset switches. We have dual postcode readout, and the power delivery on this card is actually a 14-phase, and it's all contained under here. It should allow for some super overclocking, and they've said that they've had Vince Kingpin actually has had the 9900K up to 7 gigahertz in this board already. No frills on this though, no RGB, no additional aesthetic touches. You can see that there's capacitors down here that are completely exposed, and that's done on purpose just because this is a performance-focused motherboard. Probably not for everybody, but it finally is here, should be coming to market pretty soon, and I'm definitely excited to get my hands on one of these. EVGA is finally coming out with the Kingpin version of the 2080 Ti. This, again, not necessarily going to be for a lot of consumers out there. It's going to be priced pretty high, but this obviously is going to be a binned card. It's got a full copper heatsink underneath the fan, and it is a hybrid this time around. Talking to EVGA, they actually say the difference between the hybrid versus even, say, a triple fan cooler is sometimes up to 20 degrees Celsius. So it's definitely worth it, even if you're only going with a small radiator like this, like a 120. And the fact that they can reduce the size down to 2 slots now because they're using a hybrid design is even more appealing. But what they also told me was that they could remove this metal shroud and actually make it a full 1-slot design if you go with water block. No pricing or availability yet on this. It's coming soon, but this OLED display over here is almost finalized. You can see that it will display things like clock speed, temperature, and potentially other information about the card, but that is still kind of in the final stages of development, so we'll kind of see when that comes to market, hopefully pretty soon. We might get a chance to take a look at one of these on the channel, might not. It depends on availability. There's not going to be a whole lot of these made, but they are a very specialty product, and obviously I can't blame them for that. EVGA is entering the audio market with their new audio PCIe sound card. Now this again is an enthusiast product. It is basically audiophile grade, and I was talking to the engineer who helped develop this card, and they were very excited because they basically think that a lot of times motherboard manufacturers are almost disregarding the audio section of the gaming experience, and this is not only going to be good for gamers, but also obviously for audiophiles, for music enthusiasts, for music producers. You can see the connectivity on the back is fairly extensive, and this is a completely new product segment for EVGA. So that's a wrap from the EVGA suite here at CES 2019. Make sure to get subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any more content coming at you real soon. Thank you to Electronics for providing our editing systems for CES 2019. Check them out below.